Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us. This is Joe. I'm Shelley, and
Hello.
we are Join the Late Bloomers. This is episode 8, and today we're talking about
Relationships.
relationship keys.
Yes. Over the next few episodes, we'll talk about all the important relationships that help your business grow. And we're talking about customers, having
Mentors,
employees,
yeah.
having mentors, all the vendors that you deal with, your neighbors. If you happen to be retail, you'll have neighbors.
Yes, that's true.
And we're going to start episode 8 with customers. And I want, oh, you wanted to say something?
No. Go ahead. Customers. It's good.
I always like starting off with a quote. So this is by James Cash Penney. So anyone remember J.C. Penney's?
I was going to say that's got to be J.C. Penney.
He said, courteous treatment will make a customer a walking advertisement.
Very good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Walking advertisement.
This is true, because they will
Yeah.
tell everybody about your place, if that's what you're doing, being courteous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Usually people, I don't want to butcher this quote, but I heard that when people are unhappy, they're more likely to share
This is
a
true.
negative
Yep.
experience than they
Yes,
are a
that's true.
positive one.
That's very true. So
There's a challenge we have to overcome.
Yes, and now with Yelp and Google.
Right, where people can literally use their online presence to not only have a voice, but maintain some level of
true.
anonymity.
Yes.
Or protection.
Behind the screen, you're a different person than you are in front of the camera. Let's just say that.
Definitely.
Behind the screen or behind the computer. So yeah, that's true. That's a
Yeah.
good point. But we shouldn't let that scare us into having to say no sometimes.
Right.
Or setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is really important. So I'm going to just jump right in and talk about
Talk about it.
if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Just like we were saying, I think it is very important. That's a great quote about you want to be courteous to your customers and learn how to, I think, make it a better experience for them overall. Even if it's just answering the phone, I feel like sometimes when we answer the phone, if we're not loud enough or upbeat enough. In fact, even this morning when I answered the phone, we're not even open yet, but I answered the phone earlier this morning when the phone rang. And it was the customer, and she's like, she didn't hear me at first. So, and I usually talk really loud, so. Don't make fun of him. He goes, So it's just that, as silly as it sounds, even answering the phone with a certain attitude, or I was always taught when you answer the phone, you should answer it as if you're actually smiling.
That's how we started dating. Because I called you and
I wasn't smiling through the phone.
I
But
said, wow,
it
she
is.
sounded so
really,
nice.
it really does have an impact on what's happening on the other end. And this customer, I hadn't met her. She's not a repeat customer. This is her first time calling here. And she was calling to order flowers for her sister. And for her sister's birthday. And it was just a funny story because, I'm just going to be honest. When she called, hopefully, maybe I shouldn't be honest. This might get out to other people.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I know. Well, anyway, it was kind of a touchy subject for her. So she wanted to send flowers to somebody in the area, and we went ahead and took care of it. And along that line, her budget wasn't very big, but I want to say that it shouldn't matter when it comes to, if you're, most of the time you're in business to make money. So hopefully you're out there and that's what you're doing. But it's the small things that can actually add up. And if you just are kind to everybody and treat everybody the same, this customer wasn't spending a whole heck of a lot of money. She was actually very relieved when I told her we can pretty much match anything for her budget. So I didn't give her a minimum. A lot of places, a lot of shops will have a minimum of how much you have to spend in order for them to make the delivery.
Yeah.
But we do sometimes and sometimes we don't. So it just happened to be one of those cases where I just told her, we'll pretty much make it up to whatever your budget is. So We made that work for her, and that's just as important as the person that's spending $2,000. You know, there just isn't. I just feel like when you treat everybody the same, it's going to come back to you.
Yep.
And in the same way, when I say the same, I mean nicely, not.
You reap
Not
what you
irritated.
sow, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And I think what it comes down to is just when you look at your customers, valuing
Yes,
them
yep.
as people, as persons.
For sure, because you know, I know it might be different for you, whoever's watching, because we're a flower shop, so brick and mortar flower shop. So it's different for us because they could literally pick up. Well, there's no phone books anymore. I'm going to say phone book. They can literally just Google flower shop.
Right.
There's a few flower shops in this area. There's not a ton, but
It's mostly call centers.
yes. But they could have. She could have just gone on to any, and you know, you could just use anybody at this
You
point.
can
If
go
you're
1-800.
you need to find a way to kind of stand out, and I think that customer service and building that rapport or that relationship with your customers is the key to having
Yeah.
a business
agree.
that flourishes for real.
Think of, obviously, most of you watching are on this side of the equation where you're in business. But remember, you're also a customer, and think of your most positive experiences as a customer.
Yes.
How did it make you feel?
Yep, that's good.
Did it make you want to come back?
Yep. You love the Apple Store. That's your thing.
I do love the Apple Store because when they first opened about 20 years ago locally, I remember going into the store and the guy in the front in the doorway, entrance asked me, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "My name is Joe, and I'm looking for a computer." And then he sent me to the next guy, so I walked like 25 steps in, and Jack is waiting for me there, and he's like, "Hey, Joe, I heard you're looking for a computer." And I'm like, I'm buying.
You're like,
I want to
sold just because
I'll buy 5 computers.
Yeah, you would if you could. No.
So,
no.
Just that focus on the customer, that experience was
Yeah.
way high.
Yes.
So, think about you as a customer, then get back on the other side of the equation. How are you going to treat yourself?
I even think about Disneyland. They're a great example of
Yeah.
making you feel welcome. That's how you want to feel when you walk in someplace, I think. Welcome. You don't want to feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want me here. I better hurry up and get my stuff out.
Yes.
Get out. Even though I was saying earlier, that's what I prefer, is to get in and out. So I think a place that is friendly, like we were saying, kind, friendly, definitely customer service oriented, but efficient.
Right.
There's nothing worse than waiting in a long line, I think.
And you may not be retail,
Right.
but just that I'm going to connect with this person. I'm going to treat this person well because I like being treated well, and so I'm sure you agree with that. And it goes such a long way.
It does.
Beyond the dollar
Yep.
sale, the dollar amount.
Yep.
And so.
And I think
yeah.
even learning how to pick up on customers, like their cues, like you can kind of tell, okay, this person is in a hurry. So still being kind and friendly, but not dilly-dallying.
Right.
There's an old word for you. And I even think about over here behind us is a sandwich shop. When you're talking about them knowing your name, that's definitely it's just that kind of place that you want to go to. He definitely has repeat customers because you just get to know everyone there. And you feel welcome.
I should sing the theme.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew he wanted to. Don't do it. Anyway. So I guess what we're going to say, what are our takeaways on this? Building your relationship with your customer for sure.
Yeah.
And then, like you were saying about Sears, was it Sears? Oh, JCPenney. I had to look at the notes.
I'm going to read it again.
Sorry, JCPenney. I didn't mean to.
I'll read it. Go, keep going. Sorry.
Just about your customers can be a walking advertisement for you. They will tell other people about you if you're just giving them great customer service.
Yep.
And making them feel important, I think. And you don't have to be facetious about it. You can, just taking the genuine interest in people, I think.
Yeah.
is
And
good.
we've recently, I know we were trying to wrap it up, but
Yes.
I wanted to add one more thing. We've recently kind of upped our game on our social media. and just connecting with customers through our live
We have
live
been
streams
a little slacking
and-
lately, so
But people love it when
Yeah,
we
it's fun,
say
and
when
it's
we
fun
say
too.
them when we say, "Hey Tina, thanks for joining us."
yeah, it's fun. It's fun to talk to people on there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
They know if you mean it or not.
Right.
So,
Yes, they do.
anyways, we'll wrap this up. Let's continue the conversation below in the comments. Tell us
Yes.
about, give us your input on what you think are keys
That's
to
good.
building relationships with your customers. And if we'll just continue in the next episode talking about that. And if you're liking what we're doing, please like this video, subscribe, share it.
Yep. Or even tell us in your comments about a customer service experience or an experience that you had that you liked or that you didn't like. So that would be a good thing for us to learn from too. Like,
Yes.
hey, don't do this. We don't like it when I go in somewhere and they do this. That's
And
good
it-
to know.
And if you're an actual customer of the flower shop and we did something bad,
Tell Joe. It was probably his fault. Just kidding.
you guys suck.
No, but we do want to know those too because there's always ways to improve. So
Yeah. Well, with that, have a great day.
Yep.
We'll see you in the next episode of Join the Late
Bloomers.
Bloomers.